Detroit. Never has there been a hometown with more heart. A place with drive, hustle. A city of innovators, movers, shakers, doers, makers. We are team players, seizing the power of partnership. One of the country's most impactful healthcare organizations, a storied sports franchise with forward-thinking leadership, and a cutting-edge research university, bringing life-changing discovery, innovation, and care, and redefining what it means to live, work, and play. A world-class transformation on our home court. This is the future of health, and it's happening here.
The future of health, and we're here. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us in this beautiful Henry Ford Detroit and Pistons Performance Center, a wonderful example of what can be achieved when a visionary partnership works together. My name is Denise Brooks-Williams, and I am the Senior Vice President and CEO of Market Operations for Henry Ford. I'm thrilled to be here as Henry Ford Health, Tom Gores and the Detroit Pistons, Michigan State University, and many others share plans that will truly redefine what it means to believe in, invest in, and care for our community. As someone who's born and raised here in Detroit and proudly working in this city, I know how incredibly special the city is and how amazing the people are. The three anchor institutions gathered here today recognize and appreciate how important it is to invest in, lift up, and help to grow this city. Today, these organizations with rich histories and deep commitments to the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan are coming together to announce a transformational vision for the neighborhood that Henry Ford has proudly been a part of for more than a century, and where the Detroit Pistons proudly chose to make their new home in 2017. As we considered all we've accomplished in the recent years, it gave us a unique opportunity to reflect on what it truly means to be an anchor institution. With that in mind, we really took a look close at our Detroit campus, this collective area where we're standing right here today, and all that we're doing here. Building on the foundation of our organizations, we've already laid an incredible foundation, including the fantastic facility we're in right now. We're teaming up to create a destination for people, from down the street to across our entire Detroit metro region and across the globe alike. A place that supports health, well-being, inspires innovation and discovery, and promotes connectivity and drives economic growth and vitality. I would now like to welcome Henry Ford Health President and CEO Bob Riney, a longtime health champion and my friend, to share details on this bold and exciting vision. Bob?
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Denise, for the warm introduction, and thank you, everyone, for being here on such a transformative day for Henry Ford Health, Tom Gores, the Detroit Pistons, Michigan State University, our great city, our great state, and most importantly, the communities that we have the privilege to serve. I have been with Henry Ford for over 4 decades, and I have attended some amazing groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings. Nothing comes close to this. This is a monumental moment for us. World-class care is going to now have a world-class campus right here in the city of Detroit. I'd first like to thank Pistons owner Tom Gores, Vice Chairman Arn Tellem, and the entire Detroit Pistons organization for really being incredible partners and sharing our deep commitment and vision to lift up and enrich our community. Lift up and enrich our community. I'd also like to thank Michigan State University Interim President Teresa Woodruff, who has become a quick friend, and Executive Vice President for Health Services Norm Beauchamp, as we see our visionary health sciences partnership take shape. And a heartfelt thanks to our great Mayor, Mike Duggan, for his support and encouragement in bringing this vision to our neighborhood, and to City Council President Mary Sheffield, who has tirelessly served our neighborhood for over a decade. I'd also like to thank and recognize David Breen, who is the chairman of the Henry Ford Health Board of Directors, sitting in the front row, who's with us here today, as well as the entire health board for their unwavering support and commitment to the communities that we serve. I'd also like to recognize and acknowledge some special people who have joined us today. Nicole Sherrard Freeman, Group Executive from the Mayor's Office; Brandon Lockhart, Senior Advisor from the Mayor's Office; Jose Lemus, Senior Advisor from the Mayor's Office; Malia Howard, Director of Community Relations and Major Project Manager, and someone that's been just a tremendous help; and Luke Polson, the Deputy Group Executive. We are thrilled to have all of you here today. I also want to recognize and thank my leadership team, because everything at Henry Ford, just like the Pistons, is a team sport. So in addition to those you'll hear from today, I want to specifically acknowledge Dr. Adnan Mankara, Heather Geisler, Robin Dam-Schroeder, Michelle Johnson-Tajani, Nina Ramsey, and MJ Vogt. They are a rock star team, and we are privileged to work with them. And my most profound gratitude goes to the amazing 33,000 team members, these incredible souls that make up Henry Ford Health, whose dedication and courage inspire us every single day, and our incredible patients, our members of Health Alliance Plan, and our families who are truly at the center of everything we do. We are truly a mission-focused enterprise. The future of health lives here. That statement and mindset is behind everything you'll hear today. We are thrilled to announce today that Henry Ford Health and their partner, Michigan State University, and Tom Gores and the Detroit Pistons plan to make a collective $2.5 billion investment in our city and the people these institutions serve. $2.5 billion. We are, you can clap for that. We are proud beyond words to share that right here, in the very neighborhood where our organization began more than 100 years ago, is where we plan to build an expanded, revitalized, transformed, state-of-the-art, you can use every phrase that you want, a revitalized Henry Ford Hospital and campus that will continue to serve people that have options and come from faraway destinations, as well as every single member of our neighborhoods, even and especially those that are most vulnerable. This plan includes a brand new hospital facility and patient tower, which will span more than 1 million square feet. It will be located on the south side of West Grand Boulevard, right across from our current Henry Ford Hospital, and we plan to operate on both sides of the boulevard, celebrating our brand new facility while preserving and using the legacy hospital as well. We'll be connecting both through a series of underground tunnels, bridges, walkways, green space, creating a very, very inviting environment. This reimagined hospital will feature all private patient rooms, something that all Detroiters deserve just as well as all Michiganders, with dedicated spaces for care teams, family members and visitors, and will also come with the most modern technology for seamless care, comfort, and convenience for patients and for caregivers alike. And you should expect an expanded, high-tech emergency department, state-of-the-art intensive care units, new ORs, new procedure rooms, and so much more. Now, we also acknowledge that health means more than just your traditional medical care, and our goal is to help all of our communities lead healthy lives. That's why you'll see, as I mentioned, green space infused wherever possible on the new campus for our patients, team members, and community to use. Both equity and environmental sustainability, which are among our top priorities and core values, will be at the center of our decisions and our designs. Our broader vision also includes the construction of the Henry Ford Health, Michigan State University Health Sciences Joint Research Building on this side of the lodge. This building will represent a hallmark of our 30-year partnership with Michigan State University, and that innovation and discovery that will happen here stands to transform how people receive and experience care, both here and across the world. Dream no small dreams. We anticipate breaking ground on both the new hospital facilities and the Joint Research Building next year. At the same time, in this very neighborhood, a dynamic, multi-phase, multi-year development will be taking shape. We are thrilled to partner with Tom Gores and the Detroit Pistons on a plan to bring residential development, including affordable housing, retail, dining, green space, and more, to this very part of the new center where we are both headquartered. Our hope is to take the future of health to new levels while creating opportunities for our community and connecting the hospital and our shared headquarters into one campus, the intersection of health and sports. Both rely on team. As we await board approval on our 2 new healthcare facilities, we'll engage with our neighbors and our communities for their important input as we develop plans. We want their voices heard. As you can imagine, with a project of this size and scope, and with the positive impact we envision for the health and wellness of our communities, we'll be seeking the financial support of our generous donors who have been so very excited, and our community members who align with our mission and our vision. Donor support means advancing discoveries into cures and moving the practice of medicine forward in our hometown of Detroit, in our state, and in our world. It's our time. The time is now to give this world-class city a world-class academic medical center, a vibrant destination to live, work, and play, and a place where transformative research will happen. Indeed, the future of health lives here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, for sharing that inspiring vision. Tom Gores has long viewed the Detroit Pistons team and the organization as a community asset, with the power to bring people together and impact the community in positive ways, both on and off the court. Partnering with Henry Ford Health was a major component of the team's move back to Detroit in 2017. It set the stage for establishing their own team headquarters, moving their employees down to the city. This new venture extends the Henry Ford Health Detroit Pistons partnership and will equally impact the community. To expand on this vision, I'd like to now introduce the Pistons Vice Chairman, Arn Tellem.
Thank you, Denise, for the introduction, and thank you all for being with us today. On behalf of Pistons owner and Platinum Equity founder and CEO Tom Gores and the entire Pistons organization, we couldn't be more excited to announce this vision to transform our neighborhood into a vibrant, walkable community with residential, commercial, retail, community and green space, and world-class healthcare and research facilities. I want to thank Bob Riney, my good friend, Dr. Steve Kalkinas, and everyone at Henry Ford Health. Developing this building we're standing in, the Henry Ford Health Detroit Pistons Performance Center, was the starting point for our partnership. It was a critical part of moving the Pistons franchise back to Detroit, where we belong, and our commitment not just to play games here, but to build a home here and embed ourselves in the community. Bob, you've been an incredible partner. Tom and I and our entire organization are thrilled to take the next step as we embark on this project together. Thank you, Dr. Woodruff, for being here. As many of you know, Tom is a proud Michigan State Spartan, and we are all excited about this opportunity to help grow your presence here, not only in Detroit, but in Southeast Michigan. And of course, thank you to Mayor Duggan, along with Council President Mary Sheffield, Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, Governor Whitmer, and all the rest of our public officials here in Detroit and Michigan for your continuous support. Mayor Duggan, I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. You're my Irish rabbi. I've always relied on your advice and counsel. I'm grateful for your guidance, support, and most importantly, your friendship. We wouldn't be here without you. It's been almost 8 years since I arrived in Detroit to join the Pistons and to start this chapter of my career. My journey began through a conversation with Tom and his partner, Mark Barnhill, in which they drew a series of concentric circles on a blank sheet of paper. In the center was the Pistons. The surrounding circles represented all the opportunities that radiate outward in Tom's vision of the team as a community asset that can inspire people and affect change. It's a vision that began for Tom when he first purchased the Pistons and has guided him ever since. It drove our move back to Detroit, which has been great for our team, for our fans, and for the community. And it's the reason we're standing here today. To execute on his vision, Tom has always preached the importance of partnership and collaboration, of joining forces with like-minded people and organizations in pursuit of opportunities to amplify our impact. We have engaged with many civic and charitable groups, committing both financial and intellectual capital to improve the lives of the region's youth and provide them with a foundation for a better future. We joined forces with Detroit's premier public university, Wayne State, to build a new arena that serves as the shared home of Wayne State's basketball programs and our NBA G League team, the Motor City Cruise. And of course, we formed perhaps our most important and enduring partnership with Henry Ford Health, a partnership so important to us that when we designed this facility, I insisted on including a bridge connecting our side of the building to Henry Ford's. That's the bridge that many of you walked across to get to this room today from the parking deck. That bridge, to me, serves as a permanent reminder, not only to me, but to all of us, as a permanent reminder of the strength of our partnership and our shared commitment to make a difference in this community. In fact, the building itself has served as a bridge in many other ways, too. It brought our employees and our players into the heart of the city, allowing them an opportunity to work and live nearby. It connects not only our players, but also Detroit residents to the Henry Ford Center for Athletic Medicine, which provides the finest athletic care, sports medicine, and sports research capabilities in the region. It attracted new partners to the city, like Plum Market and Planet Fitness, both of which opened their first locations in Detroit here at the PPC, making the area even more appealing to residents and employers. And it provides a vital connection to the community every single day, hosting hundreds of youth camps, clinics, and other programs, gatherings and events for local organizations, businesses, and community groups, and serves as a receiving board and voting hub during every election. It embodies what Tom means by a community asset. And what we built here so far with Henry Ford is just the beginning, as today we take the next step together to redevelop our shared campus, creating more opportunities to impact the community. We will build bigger bridges that connect our entire development, not just for us, but to make it accessible to all. In partnership with Henry Ford Health and Michigan State University, and with a new first-class medical research facility and hospital, Detroit will become a hub for medical research and healthcare that will catalyze additional investment, bring more partners on board, and further amplify the impact we can make together. That's what this is about, building bridges that expand the zone of economic development and investment in Detroit, out from downtown and further into the neighborhoods. It's about creating more opportunities for all Detroiters. Tom Gores has always challenged us to think big, without limits, and this project and its impact is as big as it gets. We can't wait to get started. And now, we have a short video charting our path since our move and the exciting future ahead.
It's interesting about dreams, right? I mean, of course, I always wanted to own a sports team. This is an unbelievable city. It's an unbelievable organization. I will be impactful.
The rebuild, very much happening in Detroit.
This is a storied franchise. We have greatness here. We want to restore that greatness just like a classic car.
The Detroit Pistons won the draft.
Big day for the city of Detroit. In just a few hours, a ribbon-cutting ceremony will be held.
First time since about 1988 that both the Pistons and the Red Wings will be playing inside the city limits.
Tens of thousands of jobs are going to be created because of this. Hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue are going to be created because of this.
This is the brand new Henry Ford Detroit Pistons Performance Center. It will be the first NBA practice facility to introduce publicly accessible food when Plum Market opens and fitness.
Really excited that we're able to make this announcement today that we've acquired the Phoenix Suns G League franchise.
Tom Gores, Platinum Equity, and their support make it much more realistic for us to achieve our outcomes.
That donation will specifically benefit the Say Detroit Play Center.
Basketball for All is a program that we started last summer with our court renovation.
There are going to be 60 courts like this in neighborhoods all over the city.
One of those people moved to help is the owner of the NBA team, the Detroit Pistons. He pledged $10 million.
But I really want to use the crisis now as a catalyst to revitalize Lynn.
Tom and Holly have been doing this for 12 years, and I think they've approximately put out about 120,000 gifts over the course of that time.
Last week, the Pistons helped deliver 15,000 ICU gowns to Henry Ford Hospital.
In Detroit, a 9th night of protests underway with a plan to try to keep things peaceful again.
Tom and I were talking last night. He came up with an idea, giving you a voice.
The fact that Mr. Gores is allowing us to have a power and a voice means a lot to us.
Detroit Pistons owner Tom Gores is announcing plans to build a new $20 million community center in Detroit's Rouge Park.
The project originated through discussions with Pistons players about social justice.
We want to win for the city of Detroit. That's number one and paramount. But with him, it's just as much of what he can do to bring the city up.
Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris making a visit to Detroit. The California senator spoke at a voter mobilization event outside the Detroit Pistons Performance Center.
The great thing about Tom, his heart's in the right place. Sure, we wanted to improve the team, that's at the heart of it, but equal to that was his passion and desire to make a real difference in Detroit. And he's backed that up in spades.
When I look at this performance center, what I'm proud of is how we've come together as a community. Whether it's the city, it's the people, it's Henry Ford, it's us. We've all come together to make it better.
Thank you, Arn and the Detroit Pistons, for your partnership and your vision. One of the most exciting things about these plans is just how wide-reaching they are in improving the health, well-being, opportunities, and lives for the community at large. I now have the privilege of inviting to the stage my work best friend, Dr. Steve Kilcanis, the CEO of the Henry Ford Medical Group and the Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer for Henry Ford Health. Steve?
Thank you, Denise. Wow, what a momentous and aspirational day this is for Henry Ford Health and our partners, Tom Gores and the Detroit Pistons and Michigan State University. You know, over the long arc of our 107-year history, we have arrived today at one of the most hopeful inflection points for the future of our broader community. The opportunity here to improve health and health equity and to inspire groundbreaking cures and innovations that only a few short years ago would have been considered space-age science fiction on so many levels is an opportunity of a generation, and we're thrilled to be driving it. We asked ourselves early on, what will it take? What will it take to create a local, national, and international destination for tomorrow's healthcare? The most advanced healthcare imaginable, the most impactful medical research that can be performed, the best medical education, that we could offer to grow tomorrow's healthcare professionals. This is about giving Detroit, as Bob Riney said, what every other major U.S. city has and deserves, a destination academic medical center and campus that will change the face and the delivery of care as our community knows it. In fact, there is no great American city without a world-class academic health system. My friends, Detroit is again a great American city. Henry Ford Hospital is the undisputed academic health center in our region and beyond, and we will define the future of health and wellness for years to come. These gleaming, innovative facilities will include a new and expanded emergency department with specialized space for trauma and behavioral health care. We'll have state-of-the-art acute intensive care units, technologically advanced operating suites with space-age navigation equipment to keep our patients safe, as well as many other modernized procedural spaces, including cardiac catheterization, electrophysiology labs, interventional radiology, robotic platforms, and tomorrow's innovations in neuroscience, cancer, transplant, and beyond. As you may know, I also have the amazing privilege of serving as the inaugural president of the Henry Ford Health Michigan State University Health Sciences Center, a 30-year landmark partnership. I'm thrilled to be able to share more, not just about our new hospital, but about plans for our joint medical research center as well. The work we'll do in this research building will bring together basic, translational, and clinical research, clinical trials, along with precision medicine, AI and machine learning, and population health research to change how healthcare is delivered, not just here, but everywhere. The building will house multiple shared research efforts, like cancer and health disparities research, and it will fuel discovery through an integrated partnership of medical providers, academics, scientists, and public health practitioners. The building will be constructed actually just a stone's throw from where we're sitting right now. It'll be built along 3rd Street, but it will attract worldwide attention for the work we'll be doing. It's more than just an exciting time. It is a revolutionary time. We're all here to witness it because the future starts now. Thank you, and onward and upward to improved health for all.
Thank you, Steve. Henry Ford Health and Michigan State University entered into their 30-year partnership in 2021 and are quickly showing the medical research and education world what can be accomplished through innovative collaboration. I'm honored to invite Dr. Teresa Woodruff to talk more about this groundbreaking partnership and plan.
Well, thank you so very, very much, Denise. And I've been thinking as we've gathered today that there are moments in the lives of organizations that are consequential. And today we are gathered at such a moment. And these moments come about because of people. So on behalf of MSU, I want to thank Bob Riney for his leadership over 4 decades at Henry Ford Health. I also want to thank Arn for your comments today, and for the Pistons and for our collaboration, for that vision of health that you articulated in your words and in the deeds of this organization. And I'm really grateful for Mayor Mike Duggan for being here and being our partner as well. I also want to thank and really acknowledge Steve Kaukanis for his leadership as the president of Henry Ford, and also the associate dean for the College of Human Medicine's Detroit campus for Michigan State University. Henry Ford is described as saying that collaboration is this: coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. And this successful working partnership would not be in existence without the true leadership of MSU's Executive Vice President for Health Sciences, Dr. Norm Beauchamp. Dr. Beauchamp, together with Adnan Mukhari, has really transformed the way in which we think, the way in which we come together, keep together, and then become successful. So I really want to acknowledge and thank them very particularly for your leadership in bringing us today. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Rima Vassar, who is the chair of the Michigan State University Board of Trustees and also serves on the joint board of MSU Henry Ford Healthcare, and Sandy Pierce, our newest MSU trustee and a former chairperson of the Henry Ford Health Board. I'm very thrilled to represent Michigan State University, but I'm mindful of there are two very important Toms that I also should always acknowledge, Izzo and Gores. Two great Spartans that I think as we bring our organizations even closer together are going to create that consequential additional way in which we elevate Detroit, Michigan, the region, and the world. I want to say just a few words today about some of the ways in which we have begun working together and the things that we plan to do in our collaboration through our clinical work, medical education, and research. We really have distinguished clinical legacies in each of our institutions, and we are bringing them together in the service of the people of this region. For MSU, this includes the development of the compound cisplatin, which is a therapy for cancer that was first approved and discovered in 1978. This has become really pivotal in the frontline treatments for a number of deadly cancers. And Henry Ford researchers have made a number of discoveries and new patient management options, particularly in surgical treatments for prostate cancer. These are two examples of some of the clinical foundations of our individual strengths. And together, we will now be bringing these organizations together to think in orthogonal ways about the next generation of opportunities for discoveries that our physicians will then put into practice. We'll confront systemic challenges that are posed by healthcare disparities in our communities, running headlong into those issues, not away from them. Our MSU and Henry Ford healthcare partnership really is at an important upward inflection point. We are now in the second year of a 30-year partnership, and we are already creating the kind of gatherings and momentum that are changing the way our faculty think about research, healthcare, and education. This includes the integration of Henry Ford Health physicians as MSU faculty. And so far, we have 109 research, 85 clinical, and 10 new educational faculty appointments at Michigan State University. Talk about consequential. The formation of Henry Ford Health and Michigan State University Health Science has already had a series of symposia that include 2 cancer symposia, facility tours, collaborative planning for our shared and expectant future. Expanding medical education is another key part of our collaboration, with nearly 20 third-year students currently at the new College of Human Medicine Detroit campus at Henry Ford Hospital. Elsewhere, 56 College of Osteopathic Medicine students are completing their third-year training at Henry Ford hospitals across the region. And we are expanding our nursing programs actively with Henry Ford, something that we all urgently need. Research is at the cornerstone of our partnership. With $1 million investment from the partnership just last year, we made 18 pilot research grants and 5 cancer research grants of up to $100,000 each, with almost all focused on health disparities. We've already jointly submitted National Institutes of Health grants, which is a huge milestone for our partnership. Finally, we're really looking forward to the development of the new research building here in Detroit. This facility will align the research and fuel innovation and discovery through academically and clinically integrated networks of healthcare providers, scientists, academicians, and public health practitioners. This will be indeed the cornerstone of the academic campus, placing MSU and Henry Ford Health scientists adjacent to educators and clinicians to better develop a new standard of health for all. So Henry Ford's spirit of innovation lives on in our partnership, and in fact, together with the Pistons, Henry Ford, and MSU, we are coming together, we are keeping together, and we are working together for the future of Detroit. And I'm grateful to all of you in the room for making this dream a reality. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Woodruff. As a Detroiter through and through, I also, on a professional level, really seek to aim with improving the lives for our patients and our community through all that we do. I recognize how vital it is for us to champion this and have an inclusive, collaborative culture and create opportunities for women and minority-owned businesses, as well as fostering thriving neighborhoods. These are goals that our three institutions share with our Detroit Mayor, Mike Duggan, this city's longtime champion and leader. We're honored to be able to call Mayor Duggan a partner in improving public health, growing the local economy, and encouraging innovation. Please welcome Mayor Mike Duggan.
Well, this is a special day for so many reasons. Around the turn of the last century, the great Detroit Mayor Hazen Pingree built Grand Boulevard in a rectangle around what was then the perimeter of the city. And one of the very first buildings built in 1915 on Grand Boulevard was Henry Ford Hospital, 108 years ago. And in the time since, and during the years of Detroit's decline, Detroiters watched dozens of hospitals bail on our city, close their doors and the like. And longtime Detroiters remember the names of Mount Carmel and Mercy and Riverview and Saratoga and Southwest Detroit and Doctors Memorial. You can go on and on. And Henry Ford never wavered. In 2003, the board of the Detroit Medical Center voted to close Hutzel Hospital, Receiving Hospital, and the Carmanis Cancer Center. And that's when I decided to take the job because I figured we were going to have 3 more hospitals close. And for 9 years, I competed down the street with Henry Ford every single day, and it was tenacious. We competed doctor for doctor, patient for patient, program for program, and through that time, I gained such great admiration for Henry Ford's commitment to the community, for the quality of the medical care and the research advances, and to the commitment to their patient care every day. So I have a perspective when I see this, but through all that, they never wavered. They kept reinvesting in the city. They never talked about leaving. And so when I see $1.5 billion hospital, one of the finest hospitals in all of America, is going to be built right on Grand Boulevard in the city of Detroit, I am just so appreciative, not just for this, but what you've meant. And to my now friend, Bob Riney, who has worked for Henry Ford for 44 years. I think it's safe to say for 9 of those years, I was not his favorite person. But when Wright Lassiter called me a year or so ago to say I'm going to be leaving, and Bob had previously announced his retirement plans, he was moving on, Wright had not gotten out of my office before I dialed the phone. And I said, Bob, you have to take the job. And he said, I can't. I've already told my board I'm leaving, I got other plans, whatever. I said, what's coming is historic, and it needs somebody who's got your history. Nobody else can pull this off. It's morally imperative. You have to take this job. And he says, I'm still trying to get over the fact you're telling me how to run Henry Ford. But a few weeks later, he called me back and said, my board told me it's morally imperative that I take this job. And if you see the vision of what has been pulled together here, this is not the building of a hospital. This is the building of a world-class medical institution in an academic setting tied into the community. I mean, this is truly visionary what we're seeing. And then you have the opposite. You got Henry Ford, who stayed no matter what, and then we got the other institution who did leave. And Detroiters remember the pain when the Pistons left for Oakland County. One of the great days of my life was the day I met Arn Tellem, and I appreciate Tom Gores and what he's done, but it was Arn Tellem who from day one said, the Pistons belong downtown. And he said, when we come, we're not just bringing the basketball team. we're bringing our headquarters. We're coming to the community, and that's important because a lot of people can't play in the NBA, but there are a lot of career opportunities in the entertainment business that go where the headquarters goes. And it was as important to me that those opportunities be here for Detroiters as anything else. And when he told me he was going to build the headquarters in this abandoned lot next to a railroad track, I thought, that's never going to work. And you look at the beauty of what they have done here, the way they've tied into the community, what they've done in so many events, and then you look at what happens here. Henry Ford says, we're going to move out of the old borough's headquarters. It's going to be empty. And the Pistons stepped up and said, oh no, we'll step in. We're going to make it housing. We're going to need folks to work in these expanding programs, people of all incomes, that we need to fill all of these jobs. And how about we build one beautiful neighborhood with parks and green space, housing, and the hospitals and the Pistons all together as one. And so Tom Gores and Arn Tellem step in. And I look at this and I say, this is remarkable. And we are very glad to be getting Michigan State University to finding their way east and have a greater presence in Detroit. You're welcome here. I don't necessarily cheer for your sports teams, but I cheer for your I cheer for your medical school. So we are really glad to have you here. And to my own team, I got to say, Nicole Sherrard-Freeman, Luke Polson, Malia Howard, the entire team of people, they are going day and night to work through the approvals of a little $1.5 billion project down the street that Stephen Ross and Chris Illich are doing, which is going to be transformational. And as soon as they thought they were about to get a break, said, well, we got a $2.5 billion project. You're going to have to get that done too. And you guys have just been absolutely outstanding. And when you have partners like we have here, it is so much easier because we have partners here who truly love this community. And so all I got to say is, Arn, I'm with you. Go Eagles.
Thank you, Mayor. So we're coming to an end. On behalf of Henry Ford Health and Michigan State University, Tom Gores and the Detroit Pistons, we thank you all for being here and helping to share with us these first steps in our exciting vision. It's an ambitious vision, and there will be plenty of milestones to be reached and make it a reality. But these three organizations are simply thrilled to begin this chapter with all of you here today. So for those of you from the media who were invited, if you want to do follow-ups and interviews, these wonderful people in front of me are all ready to do that. There are designated areas in the back of the room where you'll be able to have those conversations. And we thank you all so very much for being here with us. Thank you.